Nobody's pretty in person anymore. And it's getting hard to ignore by... I still have struggled to pronounce his name. I'm gonna say Janae Danyiel, but my bad if I mispronounce that. That's gonna be rather interesting because I kind of agree. I kind of agree, but there's a different it's not that people aren't pretty IRL anymore. That's not what I would that's not what I would use. That's not what I would use. See, the problem's something else. The like what is created on social media is not real, but we are bombarded with it the entire time, right? Which is why we, because of like there's the delusion that social media creates, we think people are more unattractive IRL than they actually are because the screen makes us delulu. Anyways, also please consider liking and subscribing. We'll go in.
Canceling Michaela because she's chopped in person is crazy. Crazy.
Your favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that they're gorgeous most of the time are ugly.
Does anyone else notice that the real pretty people on social media aren't that pretty in real life?
Nobody looks the same online as...
Yeah, obviously, because they all use filters. Like, you are not real. Well, obviously, I'm a fictional... I'm an anime man. Right? That makes sense. Right? But, like, yeah. Right? Makeup, filters, editing, right? You can't even say Photoshop, because that doesn't even keep up anymore. AI, at this point, right? There's people, you literally use AI to touch themselves up. And minor, and like you can barely like tell the difference anymore. That is it is unfortunate, but it is a reality that we have to realize. What we see online is not the people that are walking around out there. That is just not true anymore, right? Back then it was like minor touch-ups, Photoshop, and then eventually Snapchat hit, and like filters became more popular. Then everything had eventually filters, and now we're here.
they do in person.
The internet is having a brutal conversation about how people look in person.
Michaela Nogueira's filter that she posted, and then what we...
And it's also like, that's the result of why we even have the looks maxing stuff, right? Let's not ignore that fact, right? There's a reason why the looks maxing stuff even exists. It's because of that, right? Because everyone looks more and more attractive, which makes us more and more delusional. Well, they aren't necessarily attractive, right? We are at times reaching levels where people's quote-unquote attractiveness reaches uncanny valley levels, right? That is this, like, somebody is so touched up that they don't even look human anymore, or they don't even look attractive anymore, that kind of thing. Yeah, so you aren't a walking orange man. I unfortunately have to disappoint you. I am not an orange man. I'm a man with brown eyes and brown hair and white, and you know, no yellow in the hair. You get the idea. Even more shocking, I don't even have a black and blue hoodie. I know, shocking. Wow.
saw on the red carpet still is my fever dream and my paralysis demon.
And it's not just one person, it's becoming a pattern. The conversation usually starts with a clip of an influencer or celebrity that wasn't filmed under their control. And since it didn't come from their setup, their angles, or their edits, we're seeing what happens when the camera isn't in their favor.
Your favorite influencers that you look up to and you think that they're gorgeous most of the time are ugly, probably 90% of the time.
The think pieces are circulating,
Most of the people that you think are like gorgeous also, and that needs to be said, wear makeup. Heavy to like mid to heavy amounts of makeup. You would never find these people as gorgeous as you did if they didn't wear that makeup, if they didn't have that surgery, if they didn't do that surgery, it is that there is something to be said. There is something to be said. It is crazy, but it's like crazy that we even talk about this, right? It's like crazy that people wake up and realize, hold up, wait a minute. They aren't as attractive IRL as they are on the screen. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I don't even know why we have, like, this discussion even exists. I think this should be common sense. But then again, common sense isn't all that common. I don't know if my previous message came through or not, but if you're up for it after this one, I had an off-putting or spooky vid I could maybe suggest. Sure, why not? Sure.
Comments are turning into a full analysis or just straight up bullying.
Where's this? Wait.
That's diabolical. That is diabolical. Okay, that's mean. Holy fuck, that's mean. They literally, right? They took the dude in the dress in Shrek, right, and just put a blonde wig on him. Now that's crazy. Hi, VT Nell. Do you say that way? Hi, how are you doing? Are you doing well? I've eaten all the common sense, so it would seem. What on earth? That is frying me.
This is her and her get ready with me, and this is who showed up to the carpet. Miss Hannah Bellfire Nogueira. Ah!
And now, you look different in person has officially become the new first impression because people are meeting your online face before they meet you.
So I went to an influencer event a few months ago, and there was a really big TikToker, and I've been watching her since the pandemic.
There needs to be also something said that people don't know. The selfies you make of your face is not how people see you. It's how the phone sees you in the lens. But that's not how people see you. Isn't that crazy? So if you think you're ugly on photos, you might actually look better off screen. You might actually look normal and fine and well and good enough. But since the lenses are a little fucky wucky on your phones, you're cooked. So you're telling me you're not an anime person IRL? Liar. Just kidding. Well, I am not an anime man. Sadly not. I wish I was, but I'm not. It would be great though. You might actually look normal. Yeah, you might actually look normal and not disfigured. Your face might actually not be as puffy as you think it is.
The thing was when I actually met her in person, I was like, oh my goodness.
And when those two don't match, people take it very personally. In today's video, we're gonna look at what happens when the most...
Yeah, anybody remember the Chinese lady that was like exposed because her filter just turned off? Malfunctioned and turned off? She wasn't ugly, but she was still lying.
Honest version of your face turns into the least expected one. Quick disclaimer, I really don't like the idea of creating a video and discussing or critiquing only one person, in this case, Michaela Nogueira. Hence why in every video where I'm talking about a celebrity or an influencer, I'll include 2, maybe 3 examples, because it never gave let's dogpile on one person. But in this situation, Michaela became such a strong example that once you see it, you won't need another one. So, as always, let's give grace, but we do run a very strict program over here, so let's keep the comments classy. Welcome to the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. Now, I'm not saying you have to subscribe. You're classy. I know you don't just give those away for free, but hopefully we become bestie enough for you to take that next step. In the past...
So... since I'm a part of the Girl Talk now, do I just get to slay? Is that what it is? Do I just get to slay?
The idea of looking good for the camera was a tale as old as time. We've always wanted to be seen in our best light. It's just that back then, people used the lens to witness the person that they've already seen in person.
When you're out with a beautiful girl, take her picture. You don't have to say anything, just aim and snap. She'll get the idea. Taking somebody's picture is a really modern way to pay a compliment.
And film didn't give you a second chance. There were no screens to check if you blinked, no delete button if you wanted to try that again. The pictures were grainy, sometimes a light leak washed out the whole shot, and you wouldn't even...
I think a different term is usable here, not in a most literal sense, however. The pictures were alive. They weren't fabricated. They weren't edited to the most minute detail. That is something. That is the problem. Yas King. Yas King. Slay. Maybe I'm slow or something, but no, I have not seen it, Big Eye. I have not seen it. Me has not seen it. I have not seen it.
even know until you got them days later.
What a day!
Let's take a lot of pictures, okay?
Because your memories are important,
All right.
and because they happen only once, they deserve quality processing.
Let's mail the film tonight, okay?
With convenient Kodak mailers. Just drop in your Kodak color film, stamp, mail to Kodak, and Kodak will mail your prints right to your home.
What a shot!
It was just a simple click that caught you exactly as you were. Because back then, you didn't have the option to go back and fix everything. But thanks to Clover, the sponsor of today's video, they help handle the unexpected without needing a redo. Clover is a financial app that lets you access up to $400 before payday, with no interest, no credit check, and no late fees. The biggest piece...
I do not trust free money. Well, not free, you still have to pay it back, but I do not trust it. But for most normal people, their pictures are still alive. I'm gonna ask you this. Have you ever taken the picture and applied a filter to it to make it look better at any point in your life? Because I'm pretty sure that large, maybe not the majority, but a large portion of the population has done that. Money is something I will never hold. Me unga bunga, me broke. Me no have bananas. No coin, no bitches.
Peace of mind is knowing that if something comes up, I'm not stressing or scrambling about how I'm gonna cover it. And it's not that I don't have the money, I just don't like pulling money I already have set aside for something else. I like to stay financially responsible. Whether it's groceries, gas, or just something unexpected, Clover helps bridge.
Yeah, gas. Gas very much. Gas very, very much. See, it is hitting €2 and 30 over €2 and 30 cents here. Per liter. Yeah. Fun. Very, very fun. Me no money, me big sad. True. Oh hell yeah. But back in the day, it's a phase that you grow out of. The older you get, the less you do it. Yeah, but some people do not grow out of it. Right? Some people do not grow out of it. The vast majority of women, for example, that post anything on social media in that way, apply filters to them. That is something that needs to be said. This is something that also, like, this whole topic is something that affects women more than men. Because men, right, the average man is usually not putting on filters to make himself look hotter, right? Because that isn't really something that works well. Men do other things like the dentist daddy or the donut daddy, spanking the dough. Regardless, anyways, right? This is something that affects women significantly more than men, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it.
That gap without ending up in a worse situation later on. You can wait a few days to receive your advantage or pay a small fee to get it instantly. So if you're short on cash, you can access up to $400 with no credit check and no late fees. Just click the link in my description to let them know I sent you. Thank you, Clover, for sponsoring today's video. When disposable cameras hit the market, they were a real hit because you could conveniently capture the real you.
On this week in 1987, Fuji entered the war against Kodak with its launch of a disposable camera. The concept was just new to Americans, and both companies were betting it would be the next big thing in photography.
And not only could you conveniently capture the real you could conveniently capture the moments around you. People took them to the beach, weddings, family vacations, and overall, the camera was really about getting a deep
To take pictures of moobs. Makes sense, right? It makes sense, right? Disposable cameras. That was long past me. Not gonna lie, I literally just don't take photos or something. I gotta ask my mom for pictures of me. I do have photos of myself, but they're only if I look really good. That's when I will take photos, when I look really good. Otherwise, I kind of don't do that. It's only when I look really good.
decent picture instead of trying to perfect that picture.
Disposable cameras were everywhere back in the day. You'd take them to birthdays, weddings, parties, really, any event worth remembering. No one had phones in their pockets, just those little plastic cameras. You'd snap a few photos and hope for the best, then wait days to get them developed. The fun was in the surprise. Half the shots were blurry, someone's eyes were closed. But it didn't matter.
I also want to mention that these photos weren't meant for
Was that just the Godzilla movie? The American Godzilla. Disgusting.
for an audience. They stayed in shoeboxes or family albums, maybe your dresser, and you didn't obsess over them, okay? You looked at them to feel good, maybe laugh with family. But over the years though, the camera advanced and moved from the back of the device to the front, and on top of that, started introducing software that was capturing our faces, yes, but also trying to actively fix it.
The first Instagram photo was of your girlfriend's foot with a stray dog.
Yeah.
But it was maybe the first filter that was even more consequential.
She said, I'm not going to post photos unless I can make them look great, so you probably should add filters.
Of course, Instagram co-founder and CEO. Of course. Of course. And now the Zug owns it. The evil dark lord Zug. The lizard man. Also, whenever I am in a picture, I get the classic standing completely still with no expression pose, unless they ask me to smile, of course. I kind of do the same, but that's mostly because I'm, like, uncomfortable, like, getting pictures taken, but that's about it. I take pictures often enough, I guess. If I dress up, that number exponentially increases. I can't imagine. I think I'm very well aware.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to try making a filter.
How quickly did it become something that you realized could be not just big, but really big?
The way we saw it, we kind of had lightning in a bottle, and it was our job to capture it and to continue to work on it, not screw it up.
As the years went by, Instagram became almost like a digital mirror. It showed us who we were, but it also showed us who we could be. Suddenly, we were seeing filters not only on Instagram, but other platforms like Snapchat and TikTok, and we could blur, smooth, cinch, and eventually create an entirely new face right at our fingertips.
It's like an enhancement, like you just look like a more put together, cleaner, or less sweaty, or, you know, longer eyelashed version of yourself. So that like flawless.
It gets even worse. We can now literally use AI to completely swap out who we are. It's not perfect yet, but we're getting there. Give it a year and the person you watch might not be the person on the screen whatsoever at all. Ever.
This kind of superficial look is what all these celebrities are, like you were mentioning, the Kardashians or Jenners will look like with their full faces of makeup. I think it really becomes attractive to be able to utilize filters to look that way in an instant.
But what happens when that face is seen from someone else's lens? Well, recently we got a real-time answer.
Michaela Nogueira's makeup looked horrible. Fans keep comparing photos of Michaela at the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary red carpet. This is her and her Get Ready With Me, and this is who showed up to the carpet. Miss Hannah Bellfire Nogueira. We could all act shocked, or we could all just say that we saw the real Michaela Nogueira on the red carpet this night. This look was a disaster all around, from the nail tech to the hairstylist to the makeup.
You're telling me she doesn't look IRL like she does on the screen? How could you? My illusion. It has been shattered. Happy Easter to you too. Jarvis to me to 10 out of 10, 6'5" rich version of myself. Nah, I would never use these under any circumstances. Like, the woman gotta see the whole thing, right? The whole thing, like, especially for, like, in general, right? But, like, also, like, dating, right? The whole thing must be seen. The whole poke package, right? That comes with the poke. That it just makes sense, right? So, no filters. Good, I'm going to a party later. Nice, also.
Makeup artist who, you know, she did her own makeup. Even down to the purse and the way that she stacks her jewelry, it screams insecure.
And it became something people found hard to ignore.
It looks more so that her, how do you say it? Her, it's not a shirt, that's not what you call it, but her clothes are fighting against her chest. Or rather, a chest is fighting for survival.
Because it's not just about someone looking different. People are reacting to when the face they know doesn't show up in person or shows up outside of their usual environment.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to see you today. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I posted you on TikTok and it went viral because people said you didn't look like how you look like on...
I know, I'm breaking out right now, so...
I mean, I thought you looked the same. Is there something different I'm missing?
No.
All right, well, good to see you guys.
And the internet has been discussing Michaela's looks for a very...
Okay. The whole... You pervert. Have Vaseline. Anyways, I'll be having one of our our close neighbors over for dinner tonight. We also colored Easter eggs last night. Unfortunately, we didn't do this year because I didn't find the time. However, I did cook a delicious meal today. It was so good. I didn't eat much of it because, you know, I'm on a diet. But holy, oh my god, that was so good. You mean to say she is fat? I mean, she is chunky. Yeah. Yeah. Kinda. Right? You can use like curvy. You can look like you can use like chubby, but like it's all just body positivity replacement words for fat. That is unfortunately true. It isn't hugging her body; it's choking it. The chest is fighting for survival.
Very long time now, but it spiraled all over again when she stepped foot on the red carpet of the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary premiere. A woman came on camera, she asked a simple question, and the video went viral from there.
Why doesn't her makeup eat when it's not on her camera? Why doesn't her makeup look how it looks here on everybody else's camera? Maybe it's a filter. What do you guys think? Why doesn't her makeup look as good as it does when it's not on her profile, on her TikTok?
People started noticing that Michaela's usual
social media person does touch-ups on her photos and videos. Fork found in kitchen. There are stars in the universe. Everything's made of atoms. Water is liquid. What's next?
look wasn't showing up the same once she stepped away from her camera. Her brightly lit, perfectly angled videos weren't lining up with what people were seeing from different angles.
At this point, I don't even know why Michaela still talks to y'all, because once again, y'all have harassed her into turning her comment section off. She is currently going viral for her appearance at the 20th anniversary Hannah Montana special, because her appearance on interviews in front of their cameras looks different than what's on her page. Specifically, people feel like her face and her makeup looks very different. It's not flattering in comparison to what she posts online, and honestly, I think it's just the difference in camera angles, because everybody swears that they're the baddest on TikTok and Instagram until I go over to your mama's Facebook page and see the real you.
Comments like
That's kind of true. See, her makeup is just okay. Is okay. It's just her face. She's how do you say that on regular like on her like other like her TikTok post things? Her face looks less. How do you say it? Defined. Okay, what I meant was Michaela lady looks like she embalmed her face. It looks more. I don't know how to properly say it, right? But like her face is a lot more defined, and I think that's the word. I think that's the word than it is on TikTok. It could also be that her face is made slimmer than it is like it's slimmer on TikTok than it is IRL because you know high body fat percentage can do a lot.
Like, it's not her makeup, it's her face. She looks a mess, she's ugly, and just a lot of photo comments that really twist the knife start.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, right? It's less. It's more, way more. It's more masculine. I think that's what it is.
It's circulating online, and I don't know, y'all, it just seems like one big fat bully party to me, but that's just me.
Oh no, woman that you guys always call ugly modifies herself to look better so people can stop calling her ugly, but it doesn't matter anyway because they're gonna call her ugly anyway because that's the plight, right? That's the game.
What the F is wrong with y'all? Today I saw that basically the entire internet was attacking this one influencer at the Hannah Montana premiere for her physical appearance. These videos from men and women alike hating on her looks and disguising it as a think piece. And I saw this one particular video that said, what, we can't critique her, we can't give her constructive criticism? That's not critiquing, that is bullying.
And normally influencers stay out the mix when it comes to addressing things like this. If I had Michaela's money, oh, sorry, I can't hear you over my card swiping. But Michaela actually addressed it more than once, even saying things that kind of sound like she's in agreement.
I've said this a million times and I will defend it until I'm in the grave, that there are no filters on my videos. There is constant confusion about why I look different in person than in my videos. I want to make something very clear. I am aware that I'm not an attractive person. Sorry, I'm aware that I'm not like aesthetically pleasing to look at or like photogenic. It's really easy to take a bad photo of me. I don't have the best side profile, which I've talked about and I've shown. I don't know why I look different in person. I don't.
It's sad to hear, but let's be honest, we've seen this before. This is a rising phenomenon that's becoming more common the more makeup, filters, and editing start shaping how we look.
There's a very popular influencer on here who was crying, saying that people are saying she looks different in person and she doesn't know why. She continues to say, like, I know I'm not conventionally attractive, which is heartbreaking to hear that anybody thinks that about themselves. Girl, you're beautiful. She also says, like, I don't use filters. I don't know why I look.
Not really. There are just people that are not conventionally attractive. That is just a real. I don't think we should be that delusional. Is she like really unattractive? Not really, but like, I think we should stop out here and stop lying. Right? There are people, absolutely. There are people that are definitely, most certainly, conventionally unattractive. I think that is just a reality we have to face. Right? I think it would be. Nah, she's not a drag queen. She is a woman. But yeah, her more masculine features obviously do something. I think the problem is just that people have become so delusional that when they see somebody with their actual face out, that they're like, "Oh my god, she looks all different. She looks like oh god, horrible. What happened to her?" It's like the version you saw on the screen was never her real face ever. I'm like, the people that are mad about this are straight up retarded. Because how do you not know that it is so damn obvious that what you get to see on screen is not real? I don't understand. They have unrealistic expectations even in the time period we are in. Yeah, it's like, huh? No, it's just illusion. That's what it's delusion. She's not attractive, but she isn't as attractive as she poses herself onto. Exactly. What baffles me more so is that people are surprised by this. You shouldn't be surprised. And if you are surprised, I call into question if you should be voting. Anyways, welcome to the club. On a serious note, she wasn't that bad. Yes, some people are more beautiful objectively than others, and or something like that. Yeah, it's just the reality, right? And that's like fine, right? At the end of the day, it's all genes anyways. You can't really pick and choose.
Different in person. And I think I know just a little bit. When people do full extreme glam in person, it just doesn't translate the same. That is why men hate birthday makeup so much. Even if it's blended well, it just translates different in person than it does on the camera.
I can use the thing that think before you sleep. Yes, it said yesterday's video. Men don't hate makeup. Men just hate makeup that looks like, what was it, the 80s? Men hate makeup that doesn't look like, right? Men like makeup that looks like you don't use makeup, kind of thing.
But what really shines light on it is how people respond to it. Because once someone gets used to seeing you a certain way online, instead of just recognizing your face, they're going to expect it, demand it. And when you mix that expectation with allegedly heavily edited, allegedly filtered content, it's not surprising people start questioning what they're really seeing.
But why is she the only one that looks so different all the time? Why is she the only one that looks so vastly different? This isn't all about angles and lighting. She's doing something. Something is definitely going on with that chin. She's filtering it down. It is much, much smaller in all of the stuff that she puts out there. But when somebody else is photographing her or videoing her, it is not that small. It is not that sharp. It is different.
People don't care if you're turned to the side, 90-degree angle, if you're upside down. Your face needs to stay consistent. Now, here's where it gets weird, but not only that, it gets weirdly parasocial. And look, we're not gonna sit here and pretend that it's weird that people feel some type of way when influencers don't look the same in person. But the way people take that feeling and pour all their energy into it, it really shows you how personal influencers' faces are.
The problem is that it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You edit yourself, and people get surprised when you don't look the way that you have edited yourself. So they get mad about it. But you continue to edit yourself, and then they get mad again. And like, you get the idea. It needs to be light and natural, correct as well, yeah. Yeah, I all got the Mario Galaxy ones, and they smell nice. I use Brooklyn Bounce. There's Yoshi on it. It smells like fruit. It's my favorite so far. You nerds into Old Spice.
To them.
I'm telling you, Michaela Nogueira, she must have her filter on Power Ranger mode because it's working overtime, honey. I've been calling out Michaela for the past 5 years, girl. Like, seriously, when people get on here and they're like, well, I don't really know. I know. I watched every video. I've been blocked I don't know how many times.
You posted this, Michaela, on your TikTok. And then this is what we saw on the Hollywood red carpet.
I do not understand the crash out over this. I do not get the crash out. I don't. I really don't. I'm confused. It really isn't that deep. It's not that deep. She's editing herself the way every other female celebrity social media influencer does. It's like also like very, right? If they call out her, so must they do with every single person that does it. I feel like this is just like the mob found the target and now they're going after her. These are women and gay men. Yeah, obviously you can tell. Yeah, true. You're not wrong. I'm low-key too lazy to edit what I look like. It also doesn't really help us, men. I'll be real. It doesn't really help us, right? It helps us when right, when we're like decently popular, right? And our body does, right, look in like, if you're like in like a magazine or something, right? And like the men's magazine stuff. I guess there it counts, but like for social media, not so much. If what all you see on social media is pretty people, you compare yourself to them, so they make you insecure because they are insecure. It's a loop. So I get why someone would get mad, but it is really mean. No, it's just delusional. And that if you crash out over somebody that you should know does edit their right, or something that's so common that essentially almost everyone does it, you get mad about that. I am interested to what your mental state looks like. Actually, I actually get it, don't get it. I actually don't get it. This is literally a fork found in kitchen moment. Dude, I would rather not spend 2 hours editing myself and would rather spend two hours doing a face reveal. 2 hours removing the makeup while people do it. They don't morph into a different person. Yeah.
Oh, honey, and I thought I was the clown. I can't. I tried and I can't. I tried and I can't.
Michaela's real face. Here she is at the buffet. Michaela went to the buffet while in Las Vegas. Her bestie Sydney Slays posted a video of her eating at the buffet, and look, that's Michaela's real face. Very rare do we see Michaela's real face, you guys. Take it in.
And it's not just a few comments and videos here and there. People are making video after video, analyzing, studying her face like she's an exhibit, breaking her down from every angle.
Hey, yo, somebody get clavicular. Like, to finish her. Hey, yo, somebody get the boy clavicular to analyze her face. Get some looks maxers. It's just so stupid. It's just so dumb, to be honest. I would expect somebody who posts on social media to edit their photos a little bit. I wouldn't know. I don't have any social media apps like that. Yeah, obviously, it doesn't matter. Let her have her fun. It's not really that deep. These people are just that like, if you're so parasocial, well, one of the most important things in your life is another woman's face. We have a problem. A stranger's face. We have a problem here. We have a problem. Mental illness. Not their life. It's her. She controls what she does. Of course, she is definitely responsible for the culture that has been created. Let's not take the responsibility from her, right? There's something to be said that these people that do this are accountable for, right? They are at fault to a degree for this culture being created. It's basically like it's like self-sustaining. It's like eating, shitting, and eating the shit again. It's a loop. Clavicular would eat her self-confidence for breakfast. True.
There's even dedicated AI pages built on her demise.
Why does Michaela Nogueira's face look like an evil witch? Because she's self-conscious about how...
Did they just compare her to the evil guy from the Smurfs? That's fucking diabolical. That is crazy.
People judge her face. She relies heavily on filters and post-production to smooth her skin and tweak proportions. It's basically a polished version of her. But in real life, without those enhancements, the overfilled look stands out more, creating that obvious pillow face effect.
So now there's back and forth on whether people are being too mean or just reacting to what their eyes are seeing.
Canceling Michaela.
Nah, people are delusional. Because she's chopped. You're not doing it better. You're not making it better. But it's just that delusion is taken over. They think they see something on a screen and immediately believe that it is real. There she dresses cute. I'll give her that. Yep.
Because she's chopped in person is crazy. Crazy. Like, we're canceling people because they're chopped. Do we hear ourselves? I don't even like Michaela. I don't think her recommendations are good.
Missed the point. They're canceling her because she promotes an image that she is an IRL. She promotes like being the super attractive woman. But she isn't. That's the whole issue.
I think she's a sellout, but we're canceling her because she's chopped. We are doomed.
I do think you guys are being a little bit too harsh and dramatic on Michaela. And I will go further and say that I feel like if a lot of people are in Michaela's shoes, I really don't think they can handle it. And I get it, like she's an annoying influencer and all this type of stuff, but like I do feel like some people are very, very harsh, and it's easy to be harsh and negative and nasty to someone. Like when you're in the comment section,
Michaela under attack again. Y'all over here talking about her not looking the same in the photos from the Hannah Montana thing versus what she be looking like in her own stuff. She really didn't look that different. She didn't. Y'all be dragging it. Y'all just don't like that lady. And it is bullying. It is bullying at this point.
Something about
See, I think something different is... It could also be something different. It's that they only see her face constantly from the front. And obviously... that the chin, right, isn't that pronounced if you're looking at her from the front because you don't see it as much, right? But since you get different angles, right, you get the side profile, right? You get like the sides to look at, right? That's also probably the reason why it does feel that unfamiliar when technically the only thing she ever showed was the front. My favorite little anime boy isn't actually an anime boy who has orange hair and 2 different color eyes. I'm shocked. Yeah, who would have guessed? You don't have orange hair and you don't have heterochromia. No, I have homophobia.
about this situation isn't sitting right, and it goes a lot deeper than you think. Y'all remember earlier when we talked about how the camera used to just capture you as you were? Well, fast forward to today, the camera isn't capturing you like it used to. The camera is creating a version of you. And today, what we see on camera is starting to matter more than what we see in real life.
I actually think one of the saddest parts of my life before I decided to lose weight and change my appearance was that I was so unhappy with how I looked that I never took pictures of myself. I have several years where I have like maybe 3 selfies to account for the entire time because I just did not want to have to like try and present a good version of myself.
A lot of us don't know what our faces look like because a lot of us are fat fucks. It is very much true that I think the number one thing, the most important thing to make yourself look better is stop being a fat fuck. Sounds harsh, but it's true. That's all there is to it.
Myself and allow myself to exist on the internet or allow that to be documented. And it's so sad because the purpose of your face is so much more than it being desired.
The biggest scam of our generation, well, one of the biggest scams of our generation is pictures being the highest measure of beauty. Pictures don't even have the capacity to capture what we see in those moments. That's why pictures being the measure of beauty really bothers me, because we were meant to be viewed through interaction. Like, it's very rare that you'll be talking to somebody and they're just there like posed up like no, that's a pose for a picture. But when people are interacting, I really feel like you get to see the full essence of their beauty.
With the everyday use of makeup and filters that literally rebuild your face, it's starting to show something. And that is that a lot of people are living in a digital la-la land.
I met Michaela in 2023. I believe it's been 2 years now. So we're walking and we see a group of...
A lot of people very much are. Guess how the whole thing was created? Every woman is like a queen and a princess and so pretty, right? Every woman is so pretty. Guess where that comes from? Social media delusion. You have ladies out here telling women that aren't attractive that they're beautiful, and you spike up those women's ego that much. We don't have that for men. There's no men out there be like, oh my, yeah, Skull King, you look great, to like a 100 kg man, or like 200 like 150 kg man. We're not saying that to men. The harsh reality is that we have women kind of put women kind of into a unicorn rainbow la la land. And this is also the result of that. Anyways, from the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh, it disgusted me, of course, in this context. It's makeup. It's not even just the makeup. It's what we can alter digitally.
Girls, we see it's a bachelorette party. We're trying to figure out if it's Michaela, because like we see her, but we don't think it's her because she looks completely different, unrecognizable. I had no idea it was her, but I watch her videos all the time. I had no idea if it was her. This is how she looked when she filmed the video of her getting ready for her bachelorette party that night when she was going out, and the night I took a picture with her. It's the same day and everything, but this is Michaela in real life. This is Michaela in her videos and TikToks and pictures. Completely two different people.
The video we just watched shows it perfectly, okay? That creator has been watching Michaela for a long time. She knows her face. She knows her online face. But when she saw her in person, her real life face, she barely recognized her. But then you look at the comments and people are saying, well, she looks the same to me. Comments read, she looks completely recognizable in this.
Yeah. Interesting. Bro, whenever I see a dude on Insta showing guy progress or whatever, all his friends are commenting lewd shit in bro's comment section. Well, you don't understand the bromance. You don't understand you don't understand the homosexuality. You don't get it. But you know what the problem is, big girl? You said progress. I said if you're overweight, if you are a woman, will call you beautiful. If you are overweight as a man, every person in the comment section, if you like act a certain way, if you were acting the same way that these ladies do, you would have been made fun of and called a fat fuck. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna push it deep into your ear canal so you understand. It's funny how you say progress. That means they're hyping their man up because he does something. He improves himself. Meanwhile, they're hyping their women up that essentially do nothing. You said men don't appreciate other men enough? Yes. If a man is a fat fuck and acting like that's a good thing, he's gonna be shamed and made fun of by both men and women. If a woman acts all glorious, even though she is a fat fuck, she will be called beautiful and amazing by the girlies. What is your Toasty? I will obliterate you if you do it one more time for like 5 minutes.
Obviously, you did recognize her and you also look different. Her video kind of backfired because a lot of people...
I mean, yeah, she does. Those eye bags are carrying her, right? The eye bags. And like, yeah, she also looks different. This is a homeless man calling another homeless man broke situation. That is the thing. Okay, kinda. Now, wait. I didn't even realize that was her. See. I didn't even realize that was her. There we have it. The proof. Chat, I'm 5'4" and 320 pounds. Am I cooked? Like, son. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, exactly. Bro is Lizzo. Crazy.
People noticed, well, you don't really look the same.
Though we can't make the Lizzo argument anymore because Lizzo lost a ton of weight. And then the girlies felt all betrayed because how could you lose weight? How could you do something positive for your weight? In the land of the blind, one-eyed man is a king. So philosophical. So philosophical. You know, guys, climate change has gotten so bad that the whales have moved onto land. Moving on.
either.
Michaela looks different because she's in a different angle. It's really that simple. Mind you, everybody has a good side. Everybody is gonna make themselves look better when they have control over the lighting and the angles of your phone. You can't tell me that whenever you take pictures with your friend, you like every single picture that you take. In a group picture, when someone else has the camera, you know how many times I get my pictures taken and I don't post those pictures because
she is to a degree right? She is to a degree right, because like we're only seeing her from the front, like I said. But if he comes across somebody with both eyes, you poke them, out. That simple. Can't let another man become king.
I don't like how I look because I can't control how that person is holding the camera. I can't control what that person sees behind the camera, so I know how to pose. Like, guys, like, come on. Like, come on.
Do y'all see what's happening? We're so used to staring at the faces on our screens that can entirely warp our facial features. They can make you look slimmer. They can make your nose look smaller, your features more centered. But we stare at these digital faces so much that when we step outside and see the real faces moving, turning, and existing, it doesn't register the same.
We see bald men, bald white boys. But I'm not bald. But I am, according to sources.
Photo of Michaela Nogueira is going viral on TikTok, and I'm not sure why people are upset with her this time. I'm not the biggest Michaela fan, mostly because I think some of the practices she has are just not really ethical. But this, she's just being a normal person.
And then a lot of women turn it around on themselves, and they wonder why they don't look like the influencers on their screen.
Does anyone else just feel like they're not pretty anymore? It doesn't matter how much makeup I put on. It doesn't matter how many people tell me I'm pretty. I just don't feel like I fit in with society.
So I know I'm not ugly, but I don't think that I'm like influencer pretty. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I understand that I'm like objectively attractive, but I also don't think that I am
The arrogance is crazy. Ever heard anything from being humble? Yeah, I'm not influencer pretty, but I'm conventionally attractive. We can fix that. A door can fix that. Look at Squidward. Look at Squidward. Aren't you that bald man? Bald black and white man? I'm gonna make you see black and white. Anyways.
influencer pretty.
Posting content online when you're not the internet standard of beautiful is so difficult and so humbling.
Whole time, the influencer on that screen might be feeling the exact same way. They may be thinking that they're not internet pretty enough either, so they fix a few things. They adjust the lighting, they edit a little here and there, just to match what they're seeing online.
So I went to an influencer event and there was a really big TikToker. This is absolutely no shade to this creator. The thing was when I actually met her in person, I was like, oh my goodness, she has a lot of wrinkles around her eyes. And again, there's nothing wrong with having wrinkles around your eyes or around your face or anything. Like, I don't care. But the thing was that in her TikToks, I have never seen a single wrinkle on her face, and it's because she uses a filter. I really feel like this generation is effed in how they view people's faces now. Like, we just don't see normal faces anymore. And so it was a shock to see her face, and she just looks different.
And that's when it comes full circle. The internet loves a snatched, edited face, but real life doesn't translate like that. And it's gotten to a point where people don't even feel comfortable taking pictures without adding some subtle tweaks.
I look quite pretty.
Recently, someone...
That's why as a man, you must always be equipped with a wet tissue. Always, at all times. And probably, nah, actually, I'm not gonna say that.
I wanted to take a picture, and I said, can I use this filter? Is that okay? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just insecure. And they said, hold on, no. Is it that you're insecure, or does the filter free you from body and facial dysmorphia so that you can just relax and be yourself and take the picture?
At this point, I don't even think the issue is that people look different in person. I think the issue is that real faces are starting to be compared to faces that were never really real to begin with. Just like how back then a camera was basically used to just capture moments, today it's used to almost shift reality and beauty standards, leaving a lot of women feeling like they don't measure up to what they're seeing on their screens.
I don't think I'm beautiful. And I think that's why.
I also find the duality very simple. Like, as a man looking at these women compare themselves and think they look horrible in comparison. And I'm like looking at like people like jacked Chris Hemsworth or jacked completely unattainable Chris Pratt. I look at these and I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I gotta work out more. Yeah, that's what it is. Be right back. Take care, Somax.
I'm not consistent with my content. I don't have the perfectly symmetrical face. I don't know how to do crazy glam makeup. I keep it simple, like really simple. And when you're on social media, simple doesn't feel enough. And let's be honest, brands don't usually partner with simple girls. They want the polished ones, the flawless skin, the perfect lighting, the aesthetic life. And sometimes I look at myself and think I don't fit that mold.
And that's why this conversation around Michaela got so big and very messy. It's because she became a very clear example of something people have been noticing for a while. And while no, the answer isn't to zoom in on people's faces and start dissecting them, I think the biggest issue here is that we've been staring at altered faces for so long that now the real faces don't hit anymore. So let's all remember that our faces are beautiful and they should not be compared to a face on a screen. Let's go outside. Thank you for tuning into the Girl Talk you didn't know you needed. If you enjoyed,
yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. And no, I don't like touching grass. Touching grass is ew. We don't do that. Yeah, to summarize, stop being delulu. Stop being delusional and believe that the person that you see on a screen actually looks like that. I'm even curious to figure out if she uses a filter. You know, I'm curious if she does that. Anyways, regardless, that was rather interesting.